Virtual meetings have their own rules, and often no one explains them. The openings are hard to find, the signals are super easy to miss. And when English isn't your first language, it can be even more difficult. If you've ever felt invisible on a video call, struggled to find an opening to speak, or weren't sure whether typing in the chat was appropriate, this video is for you. How to participate in virtual meetings. In-person meetings are hard enough. Virtual and hybrid meetings add another layer of confusion. The lag that often occurs can make it harder to participate. You often can't make eye contact with someone to let them know that you want to speak. And then the camera adds even more pressure. And let's not even talk about all the technical issues that can occur. I'm Nicole. I spent over 12 years in American corporations and more than 14 years teaching English internationally. Today, I'm giving you 4 strategies to show up confidently in any hybrid or virtual meeting, and the specific phrases that go with each one. This video is about content and confidence. Content, the specific phrases to use in each strategy. And confidence is having them ready so that you're not scrambling in the moment and knowing that it's fine to take up space in the call. Some of what we've already covered this season does apply to virtual and hybrid meetings. But those meetings do have their own dynamics that need their own strategies. Let's go through them now. A quick frame first. Virtual meetings are not just in-person meetings that happen to happen on a screen. 4 things are genuinely different. First, the lag. Even a half-second of delay can throw off the rhythm. People end up talking over one another and the pauses feel longer. Second, no eye contact. In person, you can look at the leader and lean in. On video, that signal is invisible. Third, the chat exists, and most people underutilize it badly. Fourth, the meeting may be recorded, or an AI note taker may be capturing everything that people say. In many US workplaces, that's very common now. Often there's some indication that an AI note taker is being used or that the meeting is being recorded, but to be on the safe side, always assume that it is. 2 things to remember. A casual aside may end up being in the meeting summary. So stay aware. And an automatic summary may sum up everything that was said, but it does not replace follow-up, which we covered in video 9. The first strategy, treat the chat as a full participation channel, not just a place to put links. Most people only type in the chat for a technical problem or to post a link of some sort. But it's one of the most powerful tools a non-native speaker has because it gives you time. You don't have to fight for an opening. You don't have to worry about the correct phrasing in real time. You type a clear question and it's there for everyone to see. The 4 question types that I went over in video 6 work just as well virtually as they do in real life. Here's the wrong way to use the chat.
Does anyone have thoughts on the Q4 timeline before we move on? Okay, moving on.
You had a thought, but it never got shared. Now, that same moment using the chat.
Does anyone have thoughts on the Q4 timeline before we move on?
I added a question in the chat whenever you have a moment.
I see it. Let's take that now.
Saying, I added a question in the chat, makes your written contribution visible to the room. The second strategy, make your engagement visible. Camera off, blank face, no reactions. This can read as being disengaged, even when you're following every word. A few ways to signal that you're there. Have your camera on if appropriate. In most US workplaces, having the camera on is a reasonable default, especially in smaller meetings, and even more so when you're speaking. But norms can vary a lot. Some teams are camera optional, and in a big meeting or a long call, cameras off is typically very normal. So always read the room and match the organizer. When in doubt, Have your camera on for a small meeting, and for a large webinar style call, follow the crowd. Nod visibly. Small movements are often invisible on video, so nod clearly when you agree. It's one of the few body language signals that read through a screen. Use the reaction buttons. Thumbs up, raised hand, emoji reactions, those are not unprofessional. They can be a legitimate participation sign that's visible and immediate. None of this requires you to speak, but it keeps you present, and present people tend to be included. The third strategy, use specific phrases to get into the conversation, because often the in-person techniques don't translate, and hybrid makes it harder still. In person, you can lean in and wait for that half-second gap. On video, that gap often never comes. 2 phrases that work. Sorry to jump in. I want to add something before we move on. This is for when things are moving fast and a topic is about to close. The second, can I pick up on something from a moment ago? This is for when the conversation has moved on, but a point got missed, either yours or someone else's. Now, the harder case, hybrid meetings. Some people are in the conference room, others, including yourself, are remote. If you're remote, you can easily get talked over or simply forgotten. The people in the room read each other and are able to jump in very easily. 2 things help. Use the raised hand so the room has something to notice. And name the situation plainly without apologizing for it.
So I think we're all set on the rollout plan, right?
Sorry to jump in. I'll flag this since it's harder to catch the room from remote. We haven't confirmed who owns the customer comms.
Noted. Let's come back to that.
You didn't wait to be noticed. You used the signal, named the remote gap, and got your point on the record. The fourth strategy, know what to say when something breaks, because it will. In many American settings, technical issues are handled very quickly, without excessive apology. You acknowledge it, you fix it, you move on. If you're on mute by mistake, sorry, I was on mute. I was saying, and then repeat your point. No need to apologize more than once. Lost audio. Sorry, I lost you for a moment. Could you repeat the last part? Again, acknowledge the problem and move on. An unstable connection. I'm having some connection issues. I'm going to switch to audio only to stabilize. Please bear with me. Again, very simple. Acknowledge the problem and resolve it and move on.
Sorry, I think you were on mute.
Sorry about that. I was saying the client deadline is October 15th, not November 1st. I want to make sure that's captured before we move on.
One sorry, no re-explaining why you're on mute, just the point, clearly stated. Phrase power. Today we're practicing, I added a question in chat, whenever you have a moment. This is the most uniquely virtual phrase on this list, and it's probably the one that will help non-native speakers the most. I added a question in chat whenever you have a moment. Let's break it down. I added a question in chat. This is a verbal flag for something that you've typed so that you don't have to say the entire question aloud. Whenever you have a moment. This is polite, but it is not weak. It signals that the question is worth addressing while leaving the leader room on timing. Full phrase. I added a question in chat whenever you have a moment. One more time. I added a question in chat whenever you have a moment. Here's what it sounds like in context.
Are there any other questions before we wrap up?
I added a question in the chat about the Q4 rollout whenever you have a moment.
Practice saying this out loud until it comes naturally. The goal is to use your voice to amplify your written contribution, not to replace it. Common mistakes. 3 mistakes I see most often in virtual meetings. Mistake number 1, going invisible. Camera off, silent, no chat, no reactions, nothing. Camera off in of itself is fine. That isn't a hard rule. But camera off plus completely silent and with no other signal is how you get forgotten. If your camera's off for a good reason, stay present in other ways. A chat message, a reaction, your voice at the right moment. Mistake number 2, not using the chat at all. Most non-native speakers underutilize the chat significantly. Ask questions, flag points, respond to others' contributions. Even a simple +1 or agree signals that you're engaged. Mistake number 3, waiting to be noticed when you're the remote one. In a hybrid meeting, the people in the room read each other and are able to jump in easily. From remote, that opening often never comes. Do not wait to be pulled in. Use the raise hand and name the gap aloud. I'll jump in here since it's harder to catch the room from remote. Your challenge this week. In your next virtual meeting, use the chat as a participation tool. Ask a question or flag a point. One of the 4 question types from video 6 will work well here. Then, when the moment is right, say out loud, I added a question in the chat whenever you have a moment. That's it. 1 typed contribution, 1 flag. And in the comments, tell me how it went. And if the chat went unnoticed or you couldn't find a moment to speak, tell me that as well. It's when things go wrong that we learn the most. Thank you so much for watching. We are 10 videos in, and you have a complete toolkit for American workplace meetings. In person, virtual, and hybrid. Next week, what to do when you're put on the spot. When someone asks you a question that you weren't expecting in front of colleagues with no time to prepare. I'll show you how to handle it. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you next Tuesday.